Yes. Sorry it got interrupted. So, today I'm going to revise. Today I'm going to revise The Tempest by William Shakespeare. In this, I'll be discussing all the scenes. I will also tell you what kind of questions you will be asked and also important questions that are likely to come. All right. So, first of all, to answer the questions well, you need to understand the types of questions which are asked to test learning abilities in literature. ये जो मैं आपको बताने जा रही हूँ ये ना कि सिर्फ टेम्पेस्ट में रेलिवेंट है बल्कि स्टोरीज और पोम्स में भी उतना ही रेलिवेंट है ओके फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड दैट देर आर सम memory based questions like who what when where and these questions most of the time are asked in mcqs में आपके जितने questions आएंगे memory based questions आएंगे completion of sentence में आपके जितने questions आएंगे वो भी memory based आएंगे okay, because they are one markers and they are also known as low order thinking questions. सेकेंड होते हैं हमारे अंडरस्टैंडिंग बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस. अंडरस्टैंडिंग बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस मीन्स आपने टेक्स्ट को कितना अंडरस्टैंड किया है उसके बेसिस पे वो क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं, जैसे एक्सप्लेन, डिस्कस, डिस्क्राइब. ओके, सो दीज क्वेश्चंस आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस. मोस्टली आप देखेंगे कि 5 मार्कर्स हमारे अंडरस्टैंडिंग बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस ही होते हैं, चाहे वो टेम्पेस्ट से हो, चाहे स्टोरी से या पोम से. नेक्स्ट इज एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड और एनालिसिस or evaluation or creation. Creation is somehow which is not in your syllabus. Most of the time this topic is asked in CBSE. अगर हम ICSE और ISE की बात करें तो ये जो 3 टाइप्स हैं, एप्लीकेशन, एनालिसिस एंड इवैल्यूएशन, ये तीनों इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस हैं क्योंकि जो हमारा लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन होता है ना 10 मार्क्स का, इधर इट इज फ्रॉम द टेम्पेस्ट और फ्रॉम स्टोरीज और फ्रॉम पोम्स, दैट इज ईदर एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड. एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड मीन्स हाउ वुड यू बिहेव इन दिस सिचुएशन or how would you like to create the ending of the story, Fritz, for example. What tells you means what tells you about some character trait or something, or about some person in the story. What do you conclude about means it's all about your opinion, where you have to put yourself in the situation of that character and then you need to think. Next is analysis. Analysis is when you analyze a situation, like what can you infer from that incident, what do you think of that character, how can you explain. Then evaluation, of course, where you are given the words like evaluate, justify, judge. Okay, so these 3 are the types of questions which are asked as 10 markers, right? Now, if we talk about the pattern of questions for ISE literature, of course, there are going to be 10 multiple choice questions for 1 mark each, which are known as lower order thinking questions, because these questions are based on your recalling. आपको ये याद रखने की जो पावर है ना वो इनमें यूज होगी. नेक्स्ट जो है हमारे कंप्लीशन ऑफ सेंटेंसेज है फॉर 1 मार्क, विच इज बेस्ड ऑन योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग एज वेल एज रिकॉल एज वेल एज रीजनिंग. और बेटा इन क्वेश्चंस को प्रिपेयर करने का बेस्ट तरीका है कि आप हर सेंटेंस, वट एवर सेंटेंस यू आर रीडिंग, वेदर फ्रॉम द स्टोरीज और द पोम्स और द टेम्पेस्ट, यू जस्ट ask yourself a question, why question from that sentence. Okay, why question, why does he say so, why is he acting like this. All right, then you are going to get 2 short questions for 5 marks each from the play, from those 5 stories which are in your syllabus, and as well as 5 poems based on understanding and analysis. ये जो क्वेश्चंस हैं आप मोस्टली देखोगे कि ये जो 5 मार्क क्वेश्चन है, इट इज अ सेट ऑफ 2-3 क्वेश्चंस, ओके, जिसमें आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द टेक्स्ट इज अ मस्ट, and then of course your analysis capability is also checked, is also tested in these questions. अब 2 लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस आएंगे जो कि ऑप्शनल होंगे, लाइक प्ले में से 2 आएंगे, और in stories also, from stories also you will get 2 long questions, and from poems also, but out of those 2 you will have to do any one. These are called higher order thinking questions. Higher order thinking questions means either they are application based questions, or they are meant for evaluation, or they are meant for analysis. Okay, so MCQs, completion and 5 marks questions are compulsory. They all are compulsory. But as far as this one long question, 10 marks question is concerned, it is compulsory. But yes, you will get a choice. You will have to attempt any one of them. Okay, जो 2 दिए जाएंगे उसमें से आपको एक करना है. अब आज जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया मैं सिर्फ प्ले के बारे में बात करूंगी. तो पैटर्न ऑफ क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द प्ले दैट यू गेट इज यू आर गोइंग टू गेट 4 MCQs of 1 mark each, 4 completion of sentences for 1 mark each, and 2 short questions for 5 marks each, and 1 long question for 10 marks, in which you will be given 2 choices, but you will have to do only 1 out of them. So if we look at the total weightage of the play beta, that is 28 marks out of 80. Okay, which is really good. And somehow you need to understand that if you are able to do the play in a better way, of course there are more possibilities for you to score better. अब हम एक इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ के बारे में बात करते हैं जो कि इस बार काउंसिल ने इंट्रोड्यूस की है, वो है वर्ड लिमिट. और वर्ड लिमिट को देखते हुए बच्चे थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं ये सोचकर कि हाउ मेनी पॉइंट्स आर दे सपोज टू गिव इन एनी आंसर. सो फॉर दैट ऑफ कोर्स वर्ड लिमिट, लेट मी टेल यू, फॉर कंप्लीशन ऑफ सेंटेंसेस, जो आपका लोअर ऑर्डर थिंकिंग क्वेश्चन में कंप्लीशन ऑफ सेंटेंस आता है, जहां पर एक सेंटेंस को बिकॉज पे छोड़ दिया जाता है एंड यू नीड टू कंप्लीट इट आफ्टर दैट, मीन्स यू नीड टू प्रोवाइड द रीजन. सो इन दिस क्वेश्चन देर इज नो स्पेसिफिक वर्ड लिमिट गिवन, but let me tell you very clearly, because it is for 1 mark, so 1 point is supposed to come and it should be written in 1 or 2 sentences only. Please don't write paragraphs for this question. Why? Because that way you will be losing time and you will not be able to complete your paper. इन questions की demand ही नहीं है कि आप इसमें बहुत lengthy answer लिखें. अगर आप इसमें बहुत lengthy answer लिखते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको उस चीज़ का नुकसान होगा. ऑलराइट, तो यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर योरसेल्फ. जो फर्स्ट आइडिया आपके दिमाग में क्लिक होता है, जो रिकॉल आप कर पाते हैं टेक्स्ट से, वो ही रीजन है. एंड प्लीज राइट दैट रीजन ओनली. ओके, डोंट टॉक अबाउट हेयर एंड देयर. उसमें आपको कोई उसका बैकग्राउंड बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, कोई प्रीटेक्स्ट या कॉन्टेक्स्ट कुछ नहीं बताना है. सीधा एक क्वेश्चन, एक सेंटेंस है जो बिकॉज पे एंड हो रहा है, आप सीधा उसका रीजन लिखिए और खत्म कीजिए. ओके, नेक्स्ट आता है हमारा 5 marks क्वेश्चन. द वर्ड लिमिट विच इज गिवन इज 100 to 150 marks, 150 वर्ड्स. ऑलराइट, अब see the problem is most of the children get confused how many points are supposed to be written. तो बेटा उसके लिए मैं आपको ये सजेस्ट करूंगी कि जो ICSE ने, ये काउंसिल ने जो हमारा सैम्पल पेपर एक रिलीज किया था, आप उसको प्लीज़ ध्यान से देखिए. और जब आप उस पेपर को ध्यान से देखेंगे तो आप ये पाएंगे कि सभी 5 marks क्वेश्चंस में काउंसिल ने 3 चीज़ें पूछी हैं. उस सैम्पल पेपर में ना 3 चीज़ें पूछी गई हैं. सो फ्रॉम दैट वी कैन गेट एन ईजी आइडिया दैट मिनिमम 3 points आर रिक्वायर्ड in this question. 3 points depending on the question, because sometimes the question may be a set of, that can be a combination of 3 different questions. कहीं उन्होंने कहा है give 2 examples, give 2 opinions and justify with example, so 2 plus 3. Somewhere you will find that 1 point is there which you have to justify with 2 things, so 1 plus 2 means 3. So minimum 3 points are required in 5 marks question. Then in 10 marks question, which is 20 to 250 words, here at least 5 points I feel that you need to give. कम से कम आपको 5 पॉइंट्स इसमें देने चाहिए. 5 मार्क्स में 3 पॉइंट्स आपको कम से कम देने चाहिए विद जस्टिफिकेशन. इसके लिए मैं हमेशा एक फार्मूला कहती हूँ, द चाइल्ड शुड गो अहेड विद PEE. P is the point, E evaluation, another E is for evidence. And what is that evidence? That evidence is the textual quote. ऑलराइट, 10 मार्क्स में कोशिश कीजिए कि आप कोड जरूर डालें. इट रियली गिव्स अ वेरी गुड इंप्रेशन ऑन द एग्जामिनर एंड इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ क्लास 12. Now, there is one thing that I would like to tell you here. If you have to compromise between the word limit and the points in the answer, you know, if you feel that, see, I know the 3 points, but I will not be able to accommodate in 100 to 150 words. First of all, you should try hard for that. But if you have to compromise on one thing, so please compromise on word limit, but do not compromise on points. अगर आपको दोनों में से एक चुनना पड़े तो आप प्लीज़ वर्ड लिमिट भले ही बढ़ा दीजिए, 150 वर्ड्स की जगह आप 200 लिख दीजिए, लेकिन पॉइंट्स में कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ मत कीजिएगा. क्योंकि अगर आप पॉइंट्स में कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करेंगे तो आपके मार्क्स ज़्यादा कटेंगे. शायद वर्ड लिमिट का जो पीनलाइजेशन होगा वो इतना हाई नहीं होना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से, बिकॉज इट इज़ हैपनिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम. तो दिस टाइम इवन एग्जामिनर्स वुड बी अ लिटिल लीनियंट ऑन दैट. But please don't compromise with the points. Okay, this is my suggestion to you. Now, if we see the Tempest. अब हम Tempest की बात करते हैं. Act 3, 4, 5. In totality, there are 5 scenes, because Act 3 has 3 scenes, Act 4 has 1 scene, and Act 5 also has 1 scene. Okay. Now Act 3 develops the crisis of the play. इससे पहले जो हमारे सीन्स हुए हैं वो फाउंडेशनल सीन्स थे. एक्ट 3 में हम देखते हैं कि मेन क्राइसिस जो है प्ले का वो होता है. जैसे सीन 1 इज अबाउट फर्डिनेंड एंड मिरांडा मीटिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम. ऑफ कोर्स दे हैव ऑलरेडी मेट, बट दिस इज द मीटिंग वेयर these both are there and they confess their love for each other. तो इस सीन से आपको ये प्रिपेयर करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. In what way do they declare their love to each other? What do they say to each other? All right, what are their feelings? In what way? How does Ferdinand address Miranda? What all Miranda says to him? So all these are the things that you need to know in Act 3, Scene 1. Now, if we talk about Act 3, Scene 2, this Scene 2 is about Caliban and Stefano plotting the murder of Prospero. And of course, Trinculo is also one of them. Though Caliban never likes Trinculo. Why? Because he believes that Trinculo is not valiant the way Stefano is. Okay, and for that reason, even Trinculo doesn't like Caliban because he finds himself to be a fool. All right. So, this Scene 2 is about the plotting. The conspiracy which is hatched by Caliban and Stefano and Trinculo against Prospero. So you need to know all that. In this scene only you have a speech where Caliban is talking about that island. The isle is full of noises, this and that. Okay. So please do that speech also, because from that only we come to know about the belongingness of Caliban. Belongingness of Caliban with the island. Okay. How well he knows the island. Then Scene 3 is the banquet scene. It is popularly known as banquet scene. Here we find that Antonio and Sebastian renew their plot against Alonso. This one most important thing. Though in previous scene we see that they try to kill Alonso, but that time it was not possible because of Ariel. All right. But now suddenly, because Ariel wakes up Gonzalo and Gonzalo does that with Alonso. But now they renew their plot. They decide that that night only they are going to kill them. Okay. But then Prospero becomes aware of both plans and then he uses his power of magic over the conspirators in order to defeat their purpose. And how does he do that? He does that with the help of Ariel. Ariel, who comes in the form of harpy, producing a banquet first of all in front of these courtiers, and as soon as they are about to have it, suddenly it vanishes because Ariel comes over there as a harpy and then he gives a warning to 3 men of sin. Who are these 3 men of sin? Alonso, Antonio and Sebastian. All right. Then after that, we have the next scene, which is Act 4, Scene 1. Now, this Act 4, Scene 1, it acts as an interlude to entertain the audience as well as Ferdinand and Miranda, while Prospero's preparations for rewards and punishment are being completed. Okay, so in this scene can be divided into 2 parts. First part is the mask, which is presented by Ariel and other spirits on the command of Prospero. Spirits act as Iris, Ceres and Juno and bless the couple. Okay, these are all incidents, these are the points which you need to know, जिन पर आपको notes prepare करने चाहिए. ठीक है. Then how do they bless the couple? Next is nymphs and reapers are also called for merrymaking. Okay, the way they are called for dancing and all. Suddenly Prospero abrupts the mask, and because he is reminded of that conspiracy which Caliban is hatching with these people. But before that, of course, suddenly he abruptly ends the mask. So Ferdinand becomes very conscious. He was like, what happened to him? Suddenly he has done so, because he was enjoying it so much. But for that, Prospero philosophizes, on the morality of everything on the earth. He says that what all is there on the earth, these cloud-capped towers, all the churches, temples, whatever is there on the earth, it is going to melt into the air the way these spirits have melted. Okay, so he talks about the brevity of life. He talks about the morality, that everything is perishable on this earth. All right, the way the mask has got vanished, similarly, the way these spirits have got vanished, similarly everything is going to vanish one day. Okay, then the scene has another part in which Prospero punishes Caliban, Stefano, and Trinculo by deceiving them. Okay, he asks Ariel to bring fine garments from his cell, and he hangs them on a line. And these people, they come, they get fascinated, though Caliban is very frustrated at that time because he doesn't want to lose any time. So through this we also come to know about the character traits. I'll come to that, please. I'll come to that, means the kinds of things that you need to prepare for 10 marks and for 5 marks. All right, now, yes, you need to understand the mask also. Mask is a form of courtly entertainment during Elizabethan times. जब राजा महाराजा उस टाइम पे एलिजाबेथन टाइम्स में ड्यूक्स हुआ करते थे या किंग्स हुआ करते थे, तो जब भी उनको अपने कोर्ट में, अपने राज्य में कोई एंटरटेनमेंट का सोर्स जो होता था, वो एक मास्क होता था, बिकॉज इट यूज टू हैव म्यूजिक, डांस, सिंगिंग, एक्टिंग, ओके, ऑन अ स्टोरी. Alright, so it was a kind of performance. Then it was also a complimentary offering to the prince among his guests. Use of allegorical and mythical subjects used to be there in these masks. The characters are usually gods and goddesses of classical mythology or personified qualities like grace, love, harmony. Alright, so the characters, either they would be gods or goddesses, or they would be any personified qualities, abstract qualities, grace, love, harmony. Staged to celebrate birth, marriages, and other significant events. So here you will see that mass was basically a source of entertainment, a kind of celebration which used to be held on special occasions. Now here Prospero, why is it that Prospero is presenting this mass? Because he tells two reasons for it. First, to show the vanity of his art. All right, to show them his art of magic, because it was through the magic only that he was using his spirits to act as gods and goddesses. All right, so, and another is that he says that they expect it from me. Who expect? Ferdinand and Miranda. Why? Because he has been so strict with them recently, but now everything has been harmonious. There is a kind of, like, he only has requested Ferdinand to marry his daughter. So it is a kind of ceremony that he wants to celebrate, and for that reason he presents the mask. All right, so you need to know this also. Now the last scene of the play is the climax with an epilogue. So the climax, because here you see that unfolding of all difficulties in which all actors are brought together on the stage before curtain drops. The marriage of Ferdinand and Miranda is blessed by Alonso. The guilty are punished. The writers are dismissed with physical discomfort. Who are these writers? Caliban, Stefano, and Trinculo. They are dismissed with physical discomfort. They have been given a laborious task to do, all right, to mend the cell, so that these people can take rest over there. Caliban restored his formal possession of the island. Ariel is set free. So, whatever complexities were there in the play with everybody, now all that have come to an end, that has been settled, and that is why it is the climax of the play. Everything comes to an end beautifully. All right? Is it clear? I hope it is clear. Still, children, if you have any doubt anywhere, you can always ask me through the comment box. Okay. Now, let us discuss certain multiple choice questions. I want to test your knowledge also, and I want you to hurriedly. Yes, Netra is asking me something. Netra says, I have a doubt in this scene. Where did Ariel lead Caliban, Trinculo, and Stefano, and what do they do there? How does Caliban try to dissuade the other two from falling into trap? Alright, Netra. So, see, before this, I would like to answer Netra's question. So, Netra, see, when Ariel leads Caliban and Trinculo, so actually Prospero asks Ariel, what has happened to these people? What did you do to them after the mask takes place? So for that, this is there in Act 4, Scene 1 only, if I am not mistaken. Yes, I would like to explain you the speech word to word. Yes, here, this is Act 4, Scene 1 only, this speech of Ariel. So Prospero asks Ariel, saying that, say again, where didst thou leave these wallets, right? Where have you left these wallets? Wallets are rogues. Okay, so for them, Ariel says, I told you, sir, they were red hot with drinking. They were red hot with drinking means they were completely drunk, so full of valor, so full of courage that they smote the air. That they smote the air means struck the air for breathing in their faces. उन्होंने इतनी शराब पी हुई थी और वो इतने नशे में थे कि उनको खुद ही नहीं पता था वो क्या कर रहे हैं. एंड इन दैट फिट ऑफ ड्रंकर्डनेस दे assumed themselves to be so brave and so courageous to the extent that they were even hitting natural elements like air for breathing in their faces, for touching their faces. कि हवा उनके चेहरे पे क्यों लग रही है, इस बात के लिए हवा को मारना शुरू कर दिया. Beat the ground for kissing their feet. Kissing here means touching their feet. कभी वो ग्राउंड को बीट कर रहे हैं, उसको मार रहे हैं किस लिए कि वो उनके पैरों को टच क्यों कर रहा है. Yet always bending towards their project. लेकिन फिर भी always bending towards their project. Bending towards their project means their intention was to execute the plan. Project here means plan, that they were there towards the plan. Okay, nothing could persuade them with that. Rocky Gaming, hi, hello. Then I beat my tabor. Then tabor is the small drum. So Ariel says that when they were behaving like that way, he started beating his drum, at which, like unbagged coats, unbagged means unmounted, coats are young horses, unmounted young horses, they pricked their ears, advanced their eyelids, lifted up their noses as they smelt music. Now this has been taken from the analogy the way an animal behaves as soon as he hears some साउंड्स यू नो. तो एरियल वो ही बता रहा है कि एज अ स्पिरिट उसने क्या किया जब ये लोग इस तरह से बिहेव कर रहे थे व्हेन दे वर इन द फिट ऑफ ड्रंकर्डनेस. एट दैट टाइम ओनली व्हाट ही डिड, उसने टैबो बजाना शुरू कर दिया, ड्रम बजाना शुरू कर दिया. एंड दीज पीपल वर बिहेविंग लाइक एनिमल्स, स्पेशली यंग हॉर्सेस. हाँ, कोट्स की तरह वो बिहेव कर रहे थे. उन्होंने अपने ईयर्स को प्रिक कर लिया, मतलब कि एकदम से उनके कान खड़े हो गए. आईलिड्स को उन्होंने ऊपर उठाया, लिफ्टेड अप देयर नोजेस एज दे स्मेल्ड म्यूजिक. सो आई चार्म्ड देयर ईयर्स दैट calf like they my lowing followed through toothed briars, sharp furzes, pricking gauze and thorns. So I charmed their ears. इस तरह से मैंने उनके कानों में जादू कर दिया. Alright, that calf like a calf is supposed to be very innocent and calf follows easily. तो calf की तरह they my lowing followed. They started following my lowing is the sound. Through toothed briars, tooth means sharp bushes, sharp furzes again are thorny plants, pricking gauze and thorns, gauze is shrubs, thorns of course you must be knowing, कांटे जिसको बोलते हैं, which entered their frail shins. Shin is the lower part of the leg. Okay, frail is delicate, weak. तो वो blindly एरियल के टैबो को फॉलो कर रहे थे. चाहे उनको कांटों से चल के जाना पड़ रहा है, झाड़ियों से, श्रब से, जो कि उनके लोअर लेग्स को प्रिक कर रही थी. ऑलराइट, एट लास्ट आई लेफ्ट देम इन द फिल्थी मैंटल्ड पूल बियॉन्ड योर सेल. दिस इज द प्लेस वेयर एरियल लेफ्ट दीज पीपल. प्लीज अंडरलाइन, इट कैन बी आस्क्ड इन द MCQ ऑल्सो. ओके, filthy mantled means mantled is covered with filth. What is the filth here? Scum, moss बोलते हैं ना, जिसको काई बोलते हैं. filthy mantled pool beyond your cell. आपके सेल के बियॉन्ड दूसरी तरफ जो एक पूल है वहां पर मैंने उनको छोड़ दिया. There dancing up to the chins. वो उस नाले में थे, dancing up to the chins, और डांस कर रहे थे जबकि they were there up to the chins. अपने chins तक वो उस नाले में थे. Is it clear, Netra? I hope it is clear to you now. Yes? Okay. Now let us discuss these MCQs. I am going to ask you certain questions which are all somehow just to test your understanding, you will also be able to understand in what way you have to do these questions. देखिए, जब MCQs आते हैं बेटा, there are two ways, or you can say that you will come across two situations. एक situation तो ये होगी कि question पढ़ते ही आपको आंसर आता होगा और आप झट से उसको टिक करने की कोशिश करोगे. लेकिन यहाँ पर मेरा एक सजेशन है that you should read all 4 options. Please don't make hurry. बहुत जल्दी आपको नहीं करनी है. चारों ऑप्शंस आप जरूर पढ़ेंगे एक बार. समटाइम्स लिटरेचर, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, व्हेन यू गेट MCQs इन लिटरेचर, इट इज नॉट अबाउट राइट और रॉन्ग, इट इज अबाउट द मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट. कई बार आपको लगेगा कि 2 ऑप्शंस करेक्ट हैं, लेकिन मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट कौन सा है. और जब आपको मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट ढूंढना होता है, देन यू जस्ट हैव टू गो बाय द टेक्स्ट. टेक्स्ट के हिसाब से आपको चलना है, आपको अपने दिमाग से नहीं चलना. व्हाट ऑल इज गिवन इन द टेक्स्ट, उसके हिसाब से आपको आंसर करना है, राइट. सो लुक एट द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इन द प्ले हु सेज ऑफ अ सोसाइटी बी नॉट अफ्रेड, हु सेज दैट? सेरिस, आयरिस, अलोंजो, जूनो? यस, प्लीज आंसर क्विकली. Who says these words? Iris, correct. Iris is the correct answer. Now look at the next one. What agreement does Prospero make with Miranda and Ferdinand in the beginning of Act 4? What agreement he makes? He agrees to forgive Alonso and Antonio. He agrees to set Ariel free. He agrees to get them married, or he agrees to forgive Ferdinand. Yes. A, B, C, D. You can answer with A, B, C, D only. For Sparsh answered the first question, absolutely correct. Okay, Raghav, Sanjana, they say C. C is the correct answer. Very good. He agrees to get them married. Now look at the next one. What does Caliban realize by the end of Act 5? Caliban realizes by the end of Act 5, Prospero is an impostor. He realizes that he should not have conspired against Prospero. Stefano is a drunken butler, or he will soon be alone on the island. What is it that he realizes? Yes, children? Alright, that Stefano is a drunken butler. This is what he realizes. This is absolutely correct. Raghav, very good. Okay, now look at the next question. Who is referred to as the bounteous queen in the play? Bounteous queen. Claribel, Miranda, Juno, or Ceres? Yes? Vaishnavi says D, Ceres. Yes, Ceres is the correct answer. Absolutely correct. Can you tell me why is she called bounteous? Yes, anybody who would like to answer? Why is she called bounteous, children? Yes, Vanshika, we all know it's D. But why is she called bounteous? Can anybody write that? Okay, let me tell you. Because she was the goddess of agriculture, which is known for abundance. Alright, that is why she is called bounteous, generous. Because being the goddess of agriculture, she provides everybody with food. Okay, that's why. Alright, now look at the next one. In Act 3, Scene 1, what is the sore injunction that Ferdinand referred to? Physical labor, prize, Miranda, threat of a severe punishment. What is the sore injunction? Yes, what does sore injunction mean? That is the strict condition. Correct. Raghav has given the answer. सबसे पहले राघव ने बताया है. Very good. Physical labor is the correct answer. Now look at the next. In Act 3, Scene 2, what does Caliban say about Miranda to Stefano? Caliban says about Miranda to Stefano that she is a non-peril, she is proud, she is wise and beautiful, she is dominating. Yes. Which one is the right answer? Raghav is saying C, that she is wise and beautiful. Netra is also saying C. Vaishnavi, Raghav say A is the correct answer, beta. A is the correct answer. Yes, Akanksha. She is a non-peril, all right, without an equal. These are the words. I told you that sometimes you may feel that there is another answer which is correct, but you have to go by the text in these questions, okay? All right. In Act 5, Scene 1, whom does Prospero address as most wicked, sir? Most wicked. Alonso, Antonio, Sebastian, Gonzalo. Come on, answer quickly. Yes, whom does he refer to as most wicked in Act 5, Scene 1? Raghav, B. Okay. Yes, B is the correct answer. That is Antonio. Now look at the next. In Act 4, Scene 1, what does Ceres mean by blind boys scandaled company? Blind boys scandaled company. Pluto's company, company of Venus, disgraceful company of Cupid, Hymen's reputed company. Yes, C. Raghav has answered C. Vaishnavi also says C, which is absolutely correct. That is the C only, disgraceful company of Cupid. Alright, because blind men is that, blind boy is that Cupid only. चलिए अब हम थोड़ा सा कंप्लीशन ऑफ सेंटेंसेस देखते हैं इन व्हाट वे यू आर सपोज टू आंसर सी आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू एन आइडिया इन व्हाट वे यू हैव टू आंसर like in act 3 scene 1 Ferdinand asks for Miranda's name because yes because anybody who would like to answer yes why does he ask for Miranda's name to take her name in his prayers absolutely correct absolutely correct this is what is given in the text yes he wants to set it in his prayers correct in act 5 scene 1 Prospero asks the audience to applaud him because why does he want the audience to applaud him yes why does he want the audience to applaud him children so the applause and approval of the audience will free him from the island and set him to Naples. Alright, this is what is given in the text. So for these questions, you have to be very thorough with the text. Please understand. Alright, now look at the next. In Act 4, Scene 1, Prospero abruptly stops the mask because he abruptly, I just discussed it with you because he is reminded of the conspiracy of Caliban, Stefano and Trinculo. Alright. Then next is in Act 4 Scene 1 Caliban requests Trinculo and Stefano to read softly. Okay. Why does he ask them to be soft in their because they may wake up Prospero. Prospero was sleeping at that time. That's why he asked them to be soft. Then in Act 3, Scene 3, Sebastian says that henceforth he will believe in unicorns and phoenix. Because, why does he say that? That now he will believe in unicorns and phoenix? Because he saw the unbelievable apparitions in which some deformed creatures arranged a banquet for them. Okay, now please understand what all I am writing here. This is my language. Your language may be different. But what matters is the right point that you give, the right answer. Answer is this only. Now you can say it in 100 different ways. That is different, okay? In Act 5, Scene 1, Prospero says that he suffers a similar loss like that of Alonso. Why? Why does he say that? Because Prospero lost his daughter Miranda the way Alonso lost his son Ferdinand. Okay? Yes. Next is in Act 4, Stefano says there is not only disgrace and dishonor but also infinite loss. Stefano कहता है ये बात किस लिए कहता है वो? Because why? What does he call as what does he call as infinite loss? Yes, that is because they lost their wine bottles in the filthy pool. Okay, so he refers to those wine bottles as infinite loss. In the epilogue, Prospero pleads for mercy. Because why does he plead for mercy? Why does he request mercy? Yes, because he wants to be released from the charm of the audience and return to his dukedom. Right? चलिए, तो अभी आपने यू जस्ट हैड अ फ्लेवर ऑफ वन मार्कर्स, एमसीक्यूज एंड कंप्लीट द सेंटेंसेस. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट शॉर्ट आंसर टाइप क्वेश्चंस. ये जो मैंने आपको बताया ये आपके लिए जानना ज़रूरी है. Sorry, I have written it wrong here, but I'll explain it to you. First of all, understanding of the text is required to answer these questions. The length of the answer should be 100 to 150 words. This is what the council says. 100 to 150 वर्ड्स. यहाँ पर मैं 150 to 200 इसलिए भी कह रही हूँ कि जैसा मैंने आपको बताया, अगर आपको वर्ड लिमिट और पॉइंट्स में कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करना पड़े तो आप प्लीज़ वर्ड लिमिट पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ कर देना, थोड़े एक्स्ट्रा वर्ड्स लिख देना, लेकिन पॉइंट्स पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ बिल्कुल नहीं करना. और जब हम एक्स्ट्रा की बात करते हैं तो जब मैक्सिमम 150 है तो वो 200 तक जा सकता है. 150 को आप 800 700 नहीं बनाएंगे. ओके, देन डेफिनेटली योर मार्क्स विल बी डिडक्टेड, बट 50 मार्क्स का मार्जिन कैन बी एक्सेप्टेड. देन स्ट्रेट अवे आंसर what is asked in the question. No need for an introduction. 5 मार्कर्स में आपको कोई इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं देना है, कोई आपको उस स्पीच या उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट की पुरानी बात नहीं बतानी है, कोई आपको ऑथर के बारे में बात करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, उसके स्टाइल के बारे में बात करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Number of points are not so important, but the relevance of points is very important. Now, why I have written here, why I have written this here, because sometimes in a question you may feel that 3 points are not there. वैसे तो मैं आपको बताऊं, जैसा हमने सैम्पल पेपर के क्वेश्चन को देख के हम जो आइडिया लगा सकते हैं, तो आपको 3 बातें अलग अलग पूछी जाएंगी और आप सीधा सीधा उन्हीं बातों का जवाब लिखिए. बस रेलिवेंट पॉइंट्स ही लिखने हैं, इधर उधर की हमें कोई बात नहीं करनी है. स्टिक टू द नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स आस्क्ड इन द क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन में जो जो बातें पूछी गई हैं आप सीधा सीधा उन्हीं बातों का जवाब दीजिए, आप कोई इधर उधर की बात नहीं करेंगे. ऑलराइट. Then comes long answer type questions, which are high order questions. Understanding of the text, critical analysis is required to answer these questions. और critical analysis में जब हम बात करते हैं, most important 2 चीज़ें आती हैं बेटा, ध्यान रखिएगा. One is the theme, other thing is character. एक character based question ज़रूर आएगा, thematic question भी ज़रूर आएगा. Some question like on supernaturalism, role, use of supernaturalism in the play, and especially in act 3 4 5 तीनों scenes में, तीनों acts में, 5 scenes में आपको supernaturalism का use देखने को मिलता है. Role of Roman gods and goddesses, alright, which is there for the mask. Alright, use of spirits, which is there for Ariel and his subordinate spirits, because whatever Prospero is able to do to meet his purpose, that is because of these spirits only. Okay, तो इसमें critical analysis is very important. Word limit is 200 to 250 words. Brief introduction is important with reference to the context of the question. इस क्वेश्चन में आप एक brief introduction ज़रूर देंगे. जब आप अपने क्वेश्चन को begin करें तो contextual बात ज़रूर करें. Follow this formula of PEE, point evaluation and evidence, to form paragraphs. Then textual quotes are significant. वो बहुत ज़रूरी हैं यहाँ पर. Alright, ये 10 markers में. Now this is all what I wanted to tell you about. So this was all what I wanted to tell you about the play in gist. If there is anything, any doubts that you have, the way Netra asked some questions, आप भी पूछ सकते हैं. I give you another 2-3 minutes to do that. Otherwise, later on as well, when it will be posted as a video on my channel, you can always ask your queries through the comment box. I will definitely answer them. Alright. Some of you are in contact with me that way also. Okay. Yes, I hope you understood what all you are supposed to study about the play, you had a rough idea what all is there, थोड़ा आपका revision हुआ होगा. So this way tomorrow again I am going to be there at 6 o'clock and I'll be revising the poems with you, all 5 poems. Okay, we are going to do a quick revision of all 5 poems the way we did for these 5 scenes. All right, so that's all for today. Bye bye. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, I've got a question quickly from Netra. In Act 5, how does Ariel express his sympathy for royal party? Sympathy. How does Prospero assure him? Okay, so Ariel very clearly says that first he describes that these people are there in that line groove, and he tells about the way they are behaving. And he says that looking their predicament, their miserable condition, he was feeling very sympathetic towards them. He could feel for them. For that, Prospero says that if you as a spirit could feel for them, then I will definitely do. Are you sure of it? Then I will also feel for them because I am like one of them only. Okay. So, this is how he says that. Yeah. He says that if he will be a human, he'll cry. Yes. If he is a human, he will cry. All right. I hope you have understood, Netra. Yes, one thing also I would like to suggest you that please go through the questions of the workbook also. They cover most of the part of the text. Okay, you will be able to understand. And if you come across any MCQ or completion of sentence which you feel like different and which you are not able to answer, you can always share it with me. Okay, so that's all for today. Bye bye. Study well, work hard, and you all are going to rock it. I know it very well. Thank you. Bye bye, all of you.